We begin with the very latest in the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. On the morning of a powerful Israeli airstrike into Beirut, U.S. President Joe Biden is once again saying an all-out war between Israel and Iran can be avoided.
I don't believe there's going to be an all-out war. I think we can avoid it, but there's a lot to do yet.
That is video of one of the many powerful blasts overnight in southern Beirut. As we've been reporting, that part of the Lebanese capital is a stronghold for Hezbollah. The news service, Agence France Presse, is quoting a Hezbollah source as saying 11 consecutive airstrikes targeted the area. And Crystal Gomansing is tracking this latest escalation. She's in our bureau in London this morning. Crystal, what is the latest in terms of fighting today?
Well, we are seeing a number of strikes right from the capital to the east to the south. Let's start with that massive bombardment and explosions that we saw in the southern suburb of Beirut. These were multiple explosions, very, very loud, reportedly heard right across Beirut and in some of the neighboring communities. People talked about not being able to sleep, being worried about how close it was. Now, one of these strikes is reportedly potentially have targeted or tried to target the potential new commander of Hezbollah. It's the cousin of Nasrallah, Hassan Nasrallah. It's Hassam Safadian. It is unclear whether he was killed in the strike, but it's reported that he is the individual that may have been targeted in that strike. We are also seeing strikes, right across Lebanon, but there was another really key bit of infrastructure that was also hit. That is on the Lebanese side of the border with Syria. It's the Masna crossing. We have been talking about this border crossing for the last couple of days, and that's because an estimated 300,000 people have been crossing into Syria using that border, fleeing the violence. Many of those individuals, Syrians. That was hit early this morning. It is a critical link between Lebanon, Syria, but also a corridor to Jordan and the Gulf states. World Food Program concerned today and expressing concern, saying some of their needed supplies, the cheapest way to get supplies into Lebanon comes through that route. The IDF reporting that it struck a tunnel underground, a 3.5 kilometer long tunnel, and that they had claimed that weapons were being shuttled between that area. So those are just two of the big strikes that we've seen so far today.
Just getting some breaking news, Crystal, as we listen to some key voices from within Iran. Number one, the foreign minister for the country is actually in Beirut. And just coming out reports on Reuters that he is saying while Beirut is being bombed, the fact that he is in Beirut at that time, he says shows that Iran stands by Hezbollah. And also he says that Iran backs the efforts to find a ceasefire for Lebanon on the condition that Hezbollah back the deal and it be simultaneous with a ceasefire in Gaza. So this is just happening, Crystal, as the foreign minister for Iran visits Beirut, as he says, trying to symbolically show Iran's support for Hezbollah. Now, interesting, we're also hearing from the supreme leader from Iran. He has led Friday prayers for the first time in years, calling on the Muslim world to unite against Israel. Tell us more about what he said today.
Yeah, the support between Iran and Lebanon with the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah, very well known. It's of course known that Iran finances Hezbollah. Hezbollah is one of the proxies there. And the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, paying tribute to the former leader of Hezbollah, Nasrallah, Hassan Nasrallah, pardon me, and talking about the fact that even though he was killed, Israel can't kill or end Hamas. They can't kill or end Hezbollah. But he also highlighted a number of events of late that we should talk about because they're important. He defended the Hamas-led attacks on Israel of October 7th, attacks that we know killed 1,200 individuals and led to more than 200 being taken hostage. He called that event legitimate, a legitimate act. He also talked about the Iranian attack, the ballistic missiles we saw striking or trying to strike Israel just this week, calling that a legal and legitimate act. And one of the things he said is he called for unity of Muslim and Arab nations, saying that Muslim nations have to strap the belt of defense from Afghanistan to Yemen, from Iran to Gaza and Lebanon. He also said that Iran will not procrastinate nor act hastily to carry out its duty. So some of the things that we heard from Iran's supreme leader at his address, the first time he has given Friday prayers since January of 2020, Heather.
Crystal, thank you very much. That's the latest on the fighting with Crystal there in London.